It was back in March this year, and myself and another of the remaining residents and a friend decided to clear some of this area that you can see here. These are the former back gardens of the now empty properties, and to start growing vegetables. It kind of took off from there, really. Friends and friends heard about it and word got out, and now we've got over 40 people tending allotments here.
That would otherwise be completely wasteland.
Yes, it was very messy. There was broken glass and all sorts of objects around that had to be cleared to make way for it, yeah.
And so, from what we were speaking about before, I was just interested, what are the things that grow most? Or is there things that people focus on? It's just...
Well, as you can see, it's a wide variety, really. We have tomatoes, lettuce, beans, beetroot, Brussels sprouts, onions, you name it, we have it here.
No, it's starting to feel like soil. So
We're calling the whole project the Haygate Regeneration Scheme. This is phase 2 of the regeneration scheme. It's a bit of a experimental phase. As you can see, we've been digging out designs in the former grassed area behind the maisonettes here.
soil? And why in the spiral shape?
It's a good question. It's one you'd need to ask the people who are tending this allotment. Yes, one of the gardeners is a friend of mine. He's also a student at the Royal College of Art, and he submitted his patch as as part of it.
it's kind of quite magical.
So how do you see
It's like a
it
new
going
thing.
Well, we've had difficulty with the council. They tried to prosecute me back in April for quote unquote unlawful gardening, and because I mean legally this is a form of trespass, encroachment, and possibly even criminal damage if you look at it legally. But clearly it was a political battle, and we went to the newspapers, and they did a very quick U-turn once they saw how ridiculous it all looked.
Yeah, completely mad.
My huge garden.
Yeah. So what's the state of it now? It's been withdrawn. The allegation is against you, but
Yes, legal proceedings have now been put on hold while we talk to a local garden farm which has been instructed to take over the project next year.
how much is it going to go for? Oh, really?
Yes,
The Woolworths.
Woolworth Garden Farm. Yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
Well, I guess I don't really see we have much choice, really. I mean, we're campaigning to keep these gardens that you see here open. But I think what's going to happen is that once the new gardens which they're opening on the other side of the estate here are finally finished, that we'll kind of be told that we can either go and help with what they're doing there, or there won't be much other option, really.
And other people that are living on the Haygate now, are they involved apart from? I'm not quite sure the names, but yeah. Anyway.
Yes, a couple of the remaining residents are involved, but most of the remaining residents are elderly.
It's kind of quite magical. It's like a new thing. My huge garden. Here's my little half a square metre of land. We're given the property prices, might be worth them 10,000.
Can you imagine?
As you can see, it's run down, and it's a bit of a no man's land. And it's nice to to recreate a community.
I mean, they're only talking about the
Nearly 15 years.
They're going to build for, as if they're sort of giving that to the people. Of course, they're not giving it to the
There's a
people.
tree campaign to save some of these trees that you see around here. 450 mature trees on the site, and as it stands, these are all due to be felled to make way for the new developments. So there's a tree campaign at the moment to campaign to save clusters of these trees. We've had local schools as well involved in the gardening, who've come and planted stuff and watched it grow.
Mm-hmm. And forest school?
Yes, as part of the tree campaign, we've had a number of speakers come in and talk about the trees and environmental issues and issues surrounding the regeneration.
Okay. So, do you think this is going to bring a different kind of audience to the place, the events that are happening? So it's not going to be just people that have got allotments and that kind of come here because they're local. Do you think it's going to become more kind of diverse? And also, if that happens, is that a good or a bad thing?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, it's certainly bringing different people onto the estate, and it's perhaps a sign of things to come. You know, with all the artists and these young, dynamic middle-class people like myself, who are changing the face of this run-down working-class area that's known for its high crime rates and gangs and whatnot. I mean, this was part of this whole regeneration propaganda, was that the Haygate estate was a haven of criminals, was a hotbed of crime, etc., etc. So maybe we're actually doing the developers a favour by what we're doing and
That's
changing the face of the elephant and raising the Bohemian index of the elephant and castle.
Yeah, well, that's something that is not to know until the future, isn't it? But then it's not, even if there is a possibility that that's the case, how do you kind of negotiate that? Where is the, how do you balance it?
Well, that's it, yes.
I think it's always good to do things.
Yeah.
That's more important than not doing them.
Well, that's it. I think a lot of people who are involved in this project
Exactly.
are here simply for gardening, quite simply, and nothing else. It doesn't always have to be a political statement
Exactly.
what you do, does it?
Exactly. No, that's completely what I believe. And also, I think it's much more important to do things that are important for people that are interested. And I think what I really like about this project is that you're not it's organic, so you're not forcing it anywhere. It's just like whatever is happening, people who come, everybody's welcome. I really like that, not kind of stretching yourself in advertising too much. And
Yeah, it's all been self-organising. There's been very little in terms of organising or structure to it. It's been very organic.
Yeah.
And it's working very well, as you can see.
I think there's some more. You're stuck. So, it'd be quite nice to keep this one on here, isn't it? They're sort of saying that this is the thing. Maybe I'll get a stick or something to put on. It's going to blow away. Sure. I think I've watered enough because you don't want to sort of suffocate it in.
Leave it there until tomorrow. Your little grave.
Thank you.
So lovely. Perfect. Now if you move away, please.
No, in zdaj tlele, na to površino, če bo lahko prešteva, tle koliko semen je, recimo, da jih je približno 10, oziroma je 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, je res.
Jih bom res
in
lahko
boš
presadila.
Ne, lahko jih rečeš, ja, da potem, ko zrastejo toliko velike, jih pač razmnožiš v druge lončke. Ne, lahko pa se pa greš in daš samo eno seme in čakaš, da ti eno usklije, no, ampak zdaj bom jaz tako naredila, ne.
Razporejene.
Malo, da so razporejene. Probaš, no, tako naredi, da so razporejene in potem, te so tako majhne, da skoraj ne bi rabila na vrh nič, ne, ampak da imajo temo in da vzklijejo, ne, jaz bom samo tako še to odala stran. Mislim, da bo to. V bistvu ne bi rada strničila. Ampak da rabijo, ker rabijo temo, da vzklijejo, in boš ti lepo zalivala.
In zalivala vsak dan mičkano.
Vprašanje, če bojo imele, odvisno, ti pogledaš vedno tako s prstom, če je vlažno, nič ne zaliješ, ne? Če vidiš, da je dovolj vlažno. Zmeraj mora biti tako na meji med vlago in suhem, ne? Če zdaj je suho, pol je preveč suho. Če je ful mokro, je preveč mokro, ne? Razen seveda, kadar zaliješ, ampak recimo jaz sem imela ene rastline, ki sem jih preveč zalila in so mi zaradi tega pol se gnile, ne? Ker sem skozi zalivala, razumeš, da je bilo skozi mokro. Tudi tako je, v bistvu zemlja je vlažna, ker rastejo rastline, ni mokra, ne? Je samo vlažna. No, daj, tako. In čez ene 4 dni boš pogledala, če je že kaj vzklilo. In to zdaj zaliješ.
Doma.
Doma.